Hi guys, welcome to Extraordinary Humans. This is Ioana from Clean Mind, and today I have the pleasure to introduce you to Jules. She is a public speaking coach, and she is going to tell us more and teach us more how to find our voice, inner or outer, that is. Hi Jules, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for interviewing me. It's great to be here.
No, so come on, tell us more. How can we get out of our inner shell and find our voices? How can we get over our public speaking anxiety? Tell us.
Well, when I was little, I was one of those kids that always knew the answer in class, but never put my hand up. And it was always because I was too shy. And I realized I was too shy because I wanted to put it in a way that people would like. Not just to present it, but take it that one step further. And I didn't need to do that, but that was the barrier I put in my way.
Okay.
So what I try and do is find out what people's barriers are for whatever reason, whether they're presenting for work, whether they're speaking at a wedding is another common one where people get out of the comfort zone. And I help people to present it in a way that they like, that gets the message across that it's understood clearly by everybody, and make it appropriate to the event. So either fun or inspiring or poignant. And we do that through several means. It's through ensuring that the speaker's got clarity, ensuring that the speaker's confident and he's happy with what they're saying, and ensuring that the content's relevant to the audience so that the audience are happy.
On the idea of the content, so to make sure that we don't say bullshit, sorry, excuse my language, but like it is nice and appropriate, and it makes sense what we want to express, so we get clarity in what we want to express, right?
Absolutely. It's about having the words that both the speaker and the audience are comfortable with.
Okay, but what about the fear? What do we do with the fear? Because even if you're crystal clear on what you want to say, you still have that anxiety thing that is going to say, oh my god, what are people going to say? What's the feedback? What if they reject me? What if they laugh at me? What if I stumble or something?
For my own work, and I needed to speak, and I needed to speak well and reach people, I joined an organisation called Toastmasters. And I can remember my very first speech. They call it an icebreaker, where you simply sort of introduce one small facet of your life story. And I was so scared I threw up in the toilet before I got on stage.
I'm quite sure many of us relate to that, like that nervous jitter, you have to go to the toilet, you have to throw up, you sweat. Right?
But in my case, I was more scared of letting people down. So despite that, I walked onto the stage. And in Toastmasters, every speech is what we call evaluated. It means that people give you some feedback to help you get better for the next time. And this particular feedback said, that's the most confident icebreaker I've ever heard. And it was almost like a light bulb moment, because I realised what I'd done was stopped focusing on me and focused on the people I was doing it for.
Okay, so the trick is not to be so self-aware and try to give the best speech or the best version of your ideas to the audience, and to make sure they understand. And it's not about how you deliver it necessarily, but how they receive it.
It's about your why. It's about why you're doing it, who you're doing it for, and what are the consequences if you don't. In my case, I would have been letting people down. There would have been an evaluator with no one to evaluate, a slot which some poor Toastmaster would have to think of something to fill. So there was lots of other things that were worse than me giving a bad speech. And that got me out the toilet. The next time, I had to find ways of overcoming the fear. And that's how I learned to befriend the fear.
Okay, tell us more.
And to actually tap into that fear so that my presentations are energetic and have some life to them. They're not stayed. And people say I come alive when I stand behind the mic. So it was about taking all that emotion and finding out why I needed to get through it, and then taking small steps to get through it. Each speech became easier, and by the middle of my first set of projects, I was a genuinely confident speaker.
Okay, so
But
it is possible. It is doable, right? This is the message. Everyone can speak up. Everyone can speak in public.
everyone can. You just need to find out why they want to do it.
Okay.
And that again comes
Where
back to the
your
clarity
job is,
side.
right?
Absolutely. And sometimes it's about people just wanting to have that confidence. So just facing the fear itself is enough to get people through. Sometimes you have to pick a little bit deeper, and there might be some acceptance issues or some issues with fear of letting people down in a different way. And you have to step people through it.
Okay.
And there's nothing like doing it to get people through it.
Okay, so pretty much what you're saying is that you gain confidence by practicing.
Absolutely.
Right, by facing your fear, turning that fear into fuel for
Yep.
your event. So changing the fear from anxiety to excitement.
Yep.
Right, and finding the right motivation for you to make you go past that uncomfortable feeling. So
Absolutely.
your comfort zone with the right motivation, right? Finding the leverage, why you want to do it.
Absolutely. And making it safe, because
It's safe.
you need to walk it. You can't run it. If you try and run before you can walk, then you're likely to do something that's going to set your inner critic off, because the actual person who criticizes you is very rarely the audience. It's you.
Okay,
And we
so
need to get you to switch that off.
Yeah, you have to beat up your inner critic and have a talk with
Absolutely.
him beforehand, and put him in a box to rest, send him on holiday, the inner critic. What about all this work about actually delivering the speech? So how you use your voice, how you take breath, because I often find myself like when it's not about anxiety, but when I have to talk for a long time in front of people, I don't know how to grasp my breath. I don't know to do the breath work so it's fluent, and it's I don't pause like okay and I start again. You know, it's this tempo.
It's to do with tempo. I would say that you don't quite take enough pauses if that's what's happening.
Okay, so you have some tricks for that as well.
Absolutely.
Smooth, nice, I don't know how it's smooth. I think smooth is the right word.
Yeah. One of the things you can do is put full stops in your head.
Okay.
Which is what I did just then when I was talking to you. When you come to the end of a sentence, put a physical full stop in. And while you're putting the full stop in, your body will naturally breathe.
Okay.
Pauses are great for anything that's breath related. And people think that if you pause a lot, then people think you're nervous, but actually it has the opposite effect.
It comes
It makes you look confident. It makes you look like you're owning your space. Because people who are nervous speak faster and rush to get to the end.
Yeah, exactly. Like, get it out of my way. Let's get it over with, right?
Absolutely. And although we're aware of it, we're aware of it on a level just below consciousness.
Okay.
So we just need to own our space a little bit more and put in physical full stops. Commas are great as well. We put commas in when we speak and we don't realise it.
Definitely, yeah.
But when all of a sudden we're put in a pressure situation, we stop doing it. So we just need to punctuate our own thoughts.
What about that trembling voice, not finding your words, forgetting your ideas and stuff like that? How can we beat that?
Doesn't happen very often in reality unless people cause it to. The easiest way to not forget your words is preparation.
Okay, so you have to
And don't prepare word for word. If you memorize your script, you're more likely to trip, because if you say something the wrong way round, you won't get back on script. You've got to find your place.
Yeah.
But if you have clear structure, clear themes, and clear ideas that you want to get across, once you've run out of steam on one, you'll find a way to bridge to the next. And it could be a natural break, or it could be a recap of what you've said before.
So there's a lot of tips and tricks you can provide, right, in delivering the perfect speech.
Lots. One of the things I like to do with people who have trouble remembering what they're saying is to hook it onto movements.
Okay.
So they're at different parts of the stage to make different points. Mm-hmm. That helps trigger the memory. So if they can't remember the next point, if they just move to the part of the stage that they need to be at, or put the slide that they need to do, or do the movement that they need to do, it works as a memory aid. And it also tells the audience that something's going to change. So whatever you have to fill it with, if you do genuinely forget, your audience think it's natural because you've given them a cue that something's going to change.
I see. That's really interesting. Also, I wanted to tell us about your new project, the July workshop that you are working on, and it's going to be ready right now in July. So tell us more.
Okay, I've launched a few courses online, but my web access is intermediate, so we've had to do some bridges to create it. I'm talking to my host of my website, and we think we know what the problem is, but it means that we're having to do a little bit of improvisation, which I should be good at. Exactly. So what I decided to do was to launch a summer school.
Cool.
A summer school. It'll be run through the Facebook page, which is Pure Voice, and it will be a series of free, fun, mini courses.
Okay.
So it may be a couple of exercises on journaling, because if you want to find your voice, you have to know what you're going to say. And if you know yourself, it's much easier to know what to say. There's a mini course on how to pitch what you're going to say for the right audience. So choosing what to say to make it relevant to the people that you want to say it. There's a mini sales course, which is simply about some fun ways to close. Without being salesy. So if you find yourself in a situation as someone with a business and you find someone who is potentially a customer, it's a way of how to bring them on board without going, go buy my product, go buy my product. Because they will just run for the door. Because if I run at you, you're going to run back. You're going to take a step back. So it's some fun ways of doing it that takes the scare out of it for everybody. And there's also a quick cheat sheet for how to ask questions when you're trying to persuade someone. So if you're in a meeting and you need to get your point across, it's how to use questions, and some questions you can use to try and smooth that way.
Oh, that's really useful. I think we're many that we would need that.
Absolutely. They're the kind of things that are little cheat sheets. So once you've done the mini course, you'll have a little cheat sheet of something you can do that will get you to the goal. Great. So if you want to close in a networking meeting, then the little scare-free sales closes will help. If you want to become self-employed but don't know where to go, then maybe a what do I say course will get you through it, because it'll give you an idea of some things to say, to ask yourself, to make sure you get your point across. Right. So they're just little tips and tricks that people might find useful to keep by the desk over summer, so that when everyone comes back from their holidays, you really hit the ground running.
How can people get access to it? How they can join it?
It is on the Facebook. If you search for Jules Carter or Pure Voice, because I will
have the links, guys, in the comments of this video. So
absolutely, or just search for Jules Carter on Facebook. I will have a pinned post with the Pure Voice workshops, and it is simply provide me with an email, and I will send you the course program.
Oh, that's so cool, and that's so generous of you. Thank you.
So anybody who sends me an email will get a course program and sign up details of what they need to do. The course program will go live on July the 1st, but anybody who sends me an email can get a preview and a chance to book ahead of schedule. So
guys,
again, sneak.
1st of July, and the links will all be in the comments of this video. This was Jules Carter, and she is an amazing voice coach. So if you want to find your voice, if you need tips and tricks to get over your anxiety of public speaking, you absolutely have to contact her. If you want to join her summer school, which is absolutely free, you have to just find her on Facebook or click on the links below this video, and she is going to help you register for the mini courses and workshops, including the cheat sheets, with all the tips to make you ready to find your voice and to become an awesome, amazing public speaking. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This was Extraordinary Humans, episode 6 with Jules Carter about public speaking. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.